Greetings everyone, Slizzle466 here, and in today's video we're looking at some of the best Deadmines decks to ladder with in Wild. We're currently 3 days into the mini set, so we don't have that many decks. Some of the rules for having decks in this video is it has to have at least one Deadmines card in it. It has to have had success at High Legend, and so these are the decks that I've discovered while working through Twitter and various deck aggregation websites. So starting off, we have Mecha'thun Druid. Now, what really makes Mecha'thun Druid shine, as well as any other Celestial Alignment style Druids, is Moonlit Guidance. 2 mana, discover a copy of a card in your deck. If you play it this turn, draw the original. Now, as you can see, I haven't played this deck myself since I don't own Master Oakheart, but I did test this card in a Togwaggle Druid list that I built, and I found that I never needed to draw the original. And typically what I was doing is I was playing this early in the game to get my Celestial Alignment if I didn't happen to have it. It also might be the case that you're just really desperate for armor, so you might be able to pull a Branching Paths on turn 6. But just overall, it's a really cool card, great for combo Druid, and we're definitely going to see how Druid progresses in the weeks to come. Looking at Priest, we have Aggro Priest. So, as a lot of us expected, Defias Leper is pretty nuts. So, this is the pretty typical Aggro Priest list that you see floating around, but with the Defias Leper in here. 2 mana 3/2 Pirate, Battle Cry. If you're holding a shadow spell, deal 2 damage. So this just helps raise Aggro Priest up a little bit in power level, getting closer into questline Pirate Warrior territory. Looking at Rogue, so this is a list that I featured in a previous video. Edwin Rogue is a list that has popped up from the Deadmines mini set. The card that makes it shine is, of course, Edwin Defias Kingpin, 4 mana 4/4 Pirate, Battle Cry, draw a card. If you play it this turn, gain +2/+2, and repeat this effect. So you want to be able to tutor this, so get it in your hand as quick as possible. So you've got cards like Captain's Parrot, you've got the newly printed Blackwater Cutlass that you can trade into your deck to try and get it. And one thing that I didn't realize when I made my Edwin Rogue video is you can actually bounce it back into your hand and it keeps all the buffs. So it's a hand buff card. So whether this deck is going to blow up or not, time will tell. But for now, I think because of the high roll mechanic, it has potential, and we'll see how this deck progresses as the meta evolves. Looking at Shaman, we have Shudderwock Shaman. So this is a list by Martian. He did state that he didn't test this list that rigorously. I tested it myself, and I had a 5-win, 3-loss run with it. You'll notice that looking at new cards, it is running Brilliant Macaw. This card is absolutely insane. I also like how this is not a Reno list, so it lets you have double Macaw. So yes, you can use Macaw to get another Shudderwock Battle Cry if it doesn't work the way you want, but just playing it to get, say you're against a questline hunter, you play the Loetheb on 5, on turn 6, you play the Brilliant Macaw, get another Loetheb effect. Really, really strong. So absolutely love this card. The card I don't love in this list is Cookie the Cook. If you didn't buy the mini set, don't craft this. It's not good. Especially with ice fishing in the deck, it messes up the ice fishing because you want to go, you want the Flurgle Toxfin combo. So maybe take out Cookie the Cook for something else. But this is a solid list. Cornelius roams ridiculous. So yeah, if you want to play some non-Reno Shudderwock Shaman, just take this out, put something else in, maybe a Pinata, whatever you feel like, and I'll have a bit of fun. Moving into Reno territory though, so Reno Shaman. This list I also tested very extensively, and I currently have a 78% win rate with the list, going from Diamond 4 up to currently Diamond 1 2 stars. I got a little tired on stream and had to call it when I was 2 wins off Legend, so I'm just kind of sitting there waiting for the final push. But this list is really well tuned for the current meta. It's an anti-aggro list. It doesn't have too much tech in it. I personally don't like Reno decks with a whole bunch of tech. And so I'm not going to go through the full list in detail. You can check it out yourself. But some particular cards that I really enjoy in the list is the Spellwood Jeweler, just to really annoy the odd questline hunters. Always a lot of fun. The lower Theb's really critical. Again, Brilliant Macaw's in there because the card's absolutely insane. Really strong card. In fact, I think that's the only new card in the list, but it's such a good card, it's worth featuring the deck. In the top end, it is a double N'Zoth list. I never found it a problem having this many cards in the top end. It's well tuned so that you have enough minions so that when you draw N'Zoth, if you're that desperate on turn 9, you can just slam it down. You get some good stuff. The Haggatha is great. I often found that I was playing the Haggatha just to get the 5 armor and then just getting good random stuff. So this list is great. I'm looking forward to Hidden Legend with this list. Moving to Warlock. Warlock, we've got Giant Warlock. So this is, it's not Dark Glare Warlock because there's no Dark Glare in it. But basically what you're doing is you're bashing yourself in the face a lot in order to get your Flesh Giants and your Molten Giants out. You got the Battleground Battlemaster to sneak in lethal. There's the Antheron because you're tapping a lot, drawing cards off backfire, so your hand's probably gonna be full at some point. And because you're bashing yourself in the face so much, Shadowblade Slinger turns out to be pretty good. 1 mana 2/1, doesn't matter that it's a pirate. Battlecry, if you've taken damage this turn, deal that much to an enemy minion. So a lot of the time you might be playing a matchup where your opponent plays a large minion that's in your way. You can very easily deal with it. You tap, maybe smack yourself in the face with a backfire or whatever you feel like doing. Kobold Librarians. You can very easily, for 1 mana, pick off a target that is causing you any sort of threat. So yeah, this is one of the top Warlock decks to play with right now. Last but not least, Pirate Warrior. Now, I have tested a variety of different Pirate Warrior lists, and I personally think this is one of the best. I am happy, controversial opinion, or maybe not anymore, I don't think Mr. Smite should be in here. If you follow the channel, if you subscribe, I tested many games with Mr. Smite, and out of the 10 games I played, 7 on YouTube, 3 off stream, only 1 game Mr. Smite mattered. What really matters is Defias Cannoneer. This card is absolutely insane. Whether you play it or you get it randomly off your gauntlet. But again, keep in mind in Wild, like, it's a much bigger pool, so there's a lower chance you're going to get this, lower chance you're going to get Mr. Smite off the gauntlet. I have got Defias Cannoneer once, never got Mr. Smite. But yeah, Pirate Warrior is an aggro deck. Because of the quest line, you don't need to run Leroy, you don't need to run Sky Captain Crag, you don't need to run Mr. Smite, because it's just all about getting the quest line done and killing your opponent. So if you'd like to try out any of these lists, you'll find the deck code in the description below. There'll be another best decks video probably next Friday, which would be November 12th. But if you want to help support the channel, you can click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and until next time, hope to see you again.